The Dallas Mavericks may have just made one of the biggest mistakes that any team has almost ever made in NBA history when it comes to trading for Kyrie Irving for a few different reasons. It could be such a big mistake, some people would even call it Mavsive. I'm sorry. But anyway, before I said whatever I just said, let's get into the package itself before I get into why I think it could be such a bad package. So the package itself was the Dallas Mavericks would get Kyrie Irving and Markieff Morris, while the Brooklyn Nets would get Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, 2 first-round picks, and 1 second-rounder. So in face value for Kyrie Irving, that honestly doesn't look like you're giving up too much. You were able to keep Christian Wood, you were able to keep some of your other solid veterans on the roster, while also obviously being able to pair Luka Doncic with one of the best point guards in the entire NBA. So it looked like they were pretty much set up for success from right away, but that just has not been what the Dallas Mavericks have been able to find, as they have had the complete opposite of success going forward since they've gotten Kyrie Irving. As since trading for Kyrie, in the games that they've both played together, or the games that Kyrie has played with them, they are 3-7, with 2 of those losses coming from Charlotte and another one of those losses coming from Indiana. So not the best track record when it comes to your record. And then also in the 6 games that he has missed since joining the team, they have also gone 2-4. So I'm not saying Kyrie Irving is the reason they're losing. I think they just gave up a little too much. Like, Spencer Dinwiddie was a huge part of their team. Dorian Finney-Smith was a pretty big part of their team. So I think they gave up a lot of depth. So when Kyrie Irving is missing time, and Luka Doncic has missed some time in that time period as well, they're going to struggle a lot more. And even though Kyrie is very good when he does play, he still has to build up chemistry with his teammates, and that is going to be very hard to do in just a little bit under in one half of an NBA season, especially when one of your teammates is one of the best players in the NBA in Luka Doncic. So they're both going to have to try to figure out how to play each other. They're both very ball dominant. And then also Kyrie's going to have to learn how to play with everyone else on the roster. Jason Kidd's going to have to learn how to coach him right. And it's going to be a very, very hard task to do before the playoffs start in just a few games at this point. And it doesn't look good. And the injuries are definitely not helping that chemistry build any faster. But not only is their present day success struggling, I would be very fearful if I was a Mavericks fan for the future of my franchise, because like I said, they already traded 2 very big pieces of their depth chart in Spencer Dinwiddie and Dorian Finney-Smith. But even from a picks perspective, that the picks are in 2027 and 2029. No telling how good or bad those picks are going to be. Like, those could be top 3 picks for all we know in a few years. And then also, you also gave up that 2nd round pick, but really more concerning, Kyrie, this is the last year on his deal, and there's already been reports that he doesn't plan on coming. And judging by Kyrie's track record of being loyal to teams, I wouldn't say I would be confident as a Mavs fan that he was going to re-sign with me as a team or a franchise. So I would be at least a little concerned, just judging by Kyrie's past history when it comes to these type of things, that he might not be loyal to the Mavericks. And then also, if he isn't loyal to you, now you've lost Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, 3 picks, and Kyrie Irving, and now you're just stuck with a worse version of your roster that you just had before the Kyrie Irving trade. And now Luka Doncic might start getting a little pissed off, because yes, you tried to get Luka in a contending level team by adding Kyrie, but it doesn't look like it's going to work out, and it's definitely not working out right now. And I'm pretty sure they might be out of the play-in game right now because they just lost 2 straight to the Charlotte Hornets. But I mean, Luka is probably looking at himself like, I am one of the best players ever in this league, and I can barely make the playoffs right now because my roster is so bad. And we've seen these type of situations with Anthony Davis. They will demand a trade, and when they demand a trade, you lose a lot of leverage, and especially if you can get him when he's like only has a year or 2 left on his deal, you lose a lot of leverage as a team, and you could legitimately run the risk of losing Luka Doncic if you can't re-sign Kyrie going in the long term, because this team is going to be looking very, very dire very, very quickly if they are not able to sign him in this offseason. And when the future of your franchise really relies on a guy that they call Kanye Irving, I wouldn't be the most confident in how my team is going to pan out in the next few seasons. It will be interesting from the outside looking in, but if I was a Mavericks fan, I would be extremely, extremely nervous about what is going to be held for the future of my team. But unfortunately, guys, that's some of your reviews. So comment below. Do you agree with me? Do you think the Mavericks might have made a huge mistake? Do you think that they're going to be fine? I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. If you like, point to the like button and subscribe button. It means the absolute word to me. And I hope you have a blessed day, because I had a blessed day. So you need a blessed day. All glory to God. See you in the next video. Goodbye. Boo. Blah, blah.